Good afternoon and welcome back again to my journey through Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, Volume 9, Textile Tales. Following on from my last video, I've come to show you what actually eventuated as I suggested. What I went through in that video hasn't 100% turned out as planned, so let's go through that. When I did my last video, I only had my cover tentatively pinned on, and I actually had it on back to front on the book. So when I took it off and glued it on properly and then opened my book, I'd forgotten that it had these lovely front pages in it. So my plan of gluing my beautiful green fabric to the inside of the cover didn't happen. Instead, I just folded my cover over and glued it to the inside page, and I love that it's got this book plate of "This book belongs to." Nobody's written in it, and I don't think I will either. And what I really wanted to keep out of the original book was this page where it says, "A good book is the precious lifeblood of a master spirit." And I'm keeping this as a book of sorts and also a book about books I've written. So when I realised and turned the book up the right way and realised I had this page, I was so excited and had to keep that, but then I had to rearrange my plans for the pages. So I glued that to another page that was behind it just to give it a bit more substance. And that lovely fabric that I wanted to use, I glued to the page. So that worked well, and with the an extra page in between, it's given it a bit of substance and it holds the fabric really well. What I had originally planned was to have that page like that with the doily, half doily that I've sewn on going over both pages. And I think I knew I wasn't quite happy with it because I didn't go ahead with it straight away. And what I've ended up doing is actually folding it over in half because I just really like that. That looks so much better. So that's what will be happening with this page. And I've sewn down my cover and another little piece of another doily under there for just a bit of variety. I had a key, it's probably not a replica old key in probably a stash of buttons that I bought somewhere, and thought this would be perfect. This is about a book set in Regency time. It's an old style key. The book is The Rakes Club, so in my mind this is the key to the club, so I'm loving that I could use that there. I did have in mind at first, when I'd only had the cover sewn down, to fill all this blank space with flowers, like really fill it up. And as I started doing the two corner flowers, I decided that I like it with the plain edging rather than filling it up with colour. As I do reiterate, I am quite minimalist and I just really like the plain look of that. Just added a few more flowers and I'm really happy with that. Plain and simple, but that's the way I like it. I am 3/4 of the way through the next page and the next book. So that's been sewn down with just a little bit of ribbon, some fabric that came from a cushion I think that I bought in the UK. So I'm loving that. It's just got a little bit of the slight purple to tone in with her dress. A little piece of a doily sewn on. Again, I looked at it and thought, what more can I put on it? And because I really like this sort of watercolory fabric, I didn't want to cover it with too much. So I've decided to put some pearls, and I'm just in the process of, I think I need one or two, potentially a few more, maybe to line it up with that. A couple of more pearls along there. And that is, I think, how I will leave it. That will be sewn down in the middle to go into the spine as the first signature. I'm still thinking about this, thinking that I'd like a little bit more colour. I've been playing for days and days and can't work out exactly what. So in my next video, we'll see whether I've decided to leave it as is or have worked out a way to add a little bit of colour to it. So that'll be the first signature, and that'll fold over, and it will have the back that I'm no longer using on the cover will come over to the back of that page, and then there'll be another signature with the next 2 books in it. Now that I'm looking at this, I'm thinking this gold looked good on that green fabric. I'm not so sure it's going to work here, so I'm probably going to take that off, and I'll have to find something to be a background on this page. And I'm looking forward to working with a bit of more colour here, with a bit of the pink and the yellow and the brighter green that's on this cover. So yeah, I'm really thinking this gold's not going to work there. So my next step is to work out what my background fabric's going to be, and what other things I can put on for colour. I did start the green from the front cover going around there. I might continue that on around because that does match nicely with this green, but we'll see what else we come up with. It's as much of a mystery to me as it is to you at the moment, but yeah, my process does frustrate me at times, because I'd love to be able to just go, this is what I'm doing, looks fabulous, but it's usually a process over a couple of days of play around with it, leave it, come back, and then completely change my mind. So thank you for revisiting me and checking out what's happening with my next few pages. We are almost at the end of February. I'm not going to get this done for the end of the month, I don't think, but that's okay. I'll just take my time and keep you updated. So thanks for dropping by. It was short and sweet, and I'll talk to you next time. We'll see you then.